Okay, now we are in Istanbul. Now let's test our configuration. So go into our Internet Explorer and let's test our HTTPS now. mail.condoso.com/exchange. Okay, administrator, password. Click on OK. As you can see now that our Outlook Web Access able to connect to our Denver server from the Istanbul, and this is our certificate from the Denver CA. Okay, so let's test to see whether this work or not. So we click on New to Administrator. Okay, and oops, we need to change this a little bit. Okay, to make sure that it's successfully, and go understand. Alright, so you can see that the mail has been sent, and let's click on the send and receive to see whether we receive. Yes, we do receive, and sure enough that our Outlook Web Access successfully sent and received back. Now there's another way for you to configure the authentication. Instead of the default authentication, we can use a form-based authentication. So let's close our Outlook Web Access and let's go back to Foreign's server. Now I go back to the Foreign server now. So I want you to go back into the web listener, right click and properties. Select the preference, and we have the authentication method here. On the authentication method, we uncheck the integrated authentication, and you can see there's a warning here. If no authentication are selected, rules require authentication cannot be applied. So we click on OK. We select the OWA form base and we select configure. As you can see from here, the authentication session timer will be 22 minutes for the public machine and 36 minutes for the private machine. So we leave it as the default, and we click on OK and OK, and let's apply our policy. Okay, so the policy successfully applied. Let's go back to Istanbul now. Okay, so I'm back in Istanbul now. Launch the Internet Explorer. So let's go back to our Exchange. And you can see that this is a form-based authentication. The domain will be condoso/administrator, and the password will be password. We are using the premium public, and let's log on. As you can see that this is the form-based authentication. Okay, so let's close it. Now to prevent the following conflict on the next lab, I need you to go back to the Foreign's firewall. Okay, now we are back into Foreign's firewall and configure back to default on the web listener. So right click, properties, back to the preference, select the authentication, uncheck the OWA form base and select the integrated. We click on OK, OK, and remember to apply. So remember that in this exercise I already show you how you can enable the HTTP to pass through on the OWA, and I also show you the form-based authentication using the Exchange server and the ISA server.